One of the things that I have found in terms of my understanding of the reality of how powerful the gospel is that I don't think you experience the power of the gospel unless you need the power of the gospel. And the life lived on mission, in community, opening your home, opening your life, really brings you to a great reality of your great need for help. and probably exposes your own selfishness and fears and inadequacies more than anything else does. And I think the more that I've lived out my life that way, the more that I've become more needy. And the more that I've become more needy, the more that I've experienced more of the gospel and its power. And I'm convinced that many believers don't understand how great the gospel is because they don't really need it. Not at least in the everyday life. And I think the life that God calls us to, that's a life on mission for Jesus' sake and glory, requires the power of the gospel. And so the very thing that would lead us to be saved by the gospel in the everyday is his mission. But the very reason why most people won't get on his mission is because they're not confident the gospel will save them when they step out there, that it'll actually give them the power and the hope that they need. That very thing is the threshold, I think, that I've learned to, by God's grace, to push through and experience the grace of the gospel. And that I want every person in the church to understand how powerful the gospel is, and they won't unless they walk through that threshold.